pounded yam and egusi. Eba with okra. No, it had to be pounded yam, but maybe with efuriru. Ronke ran through the menu in her head as she walked up the hill to Buka. She knew it by heart, but that didn't make choosing any easier. As usual, she wanted it all. And as usual, she was running late. She stopped at the cash point anyway and withdrew £100. The girls teased her, told her it was an urban myth, but ever since Ronke had heard the story about Simi's cousin's friend getting her card cloned at Buka, she'd paid in cash. Ronke had been looking forward to their Niger lunch all week. And not just because of the food. For the first time in ages, when Simi asked, "So, what's new?" the answer wouldn't be, "Nothing." She hustled past the Sainsbury's local, the Turkish grocery, and the Thai nail bar. The Nigerian flag outside Buka was looking a little tatty, frayed at the edges. The green was still vibrant, but the white was a dirty beige. Ronke studied her reflection in the shiny mirrored door, yanked at her hair to fluff up some of the curls, patted to flatten some down. As good as it gets. At least once a day someone said to her, "I wish I had curly hair." But Ronke knew better. Curls meant frizz, knots, and chaos. She pushed open the door and stepped out of suburban London and into downtown Lagos. The smell hit her first. Smoky burned palm oil, fried peppers and musty stockfish. Next came the noise. Fela Kuti blared out of the speakers, struggling to compete with the group of 3 men at a corner table, talking over each other. And because this was effectively Nigeria, their voices were louder, accents stronger, gesticulations wilder. The waiter looked up with a scowl. As Ronke turned to shut the door, she knew his eyes would linger on her arse. It felt like home. She spotted Simi deep in conversation with a striking woman and felt a spike of irritation. "Just us two," Simi had said. The stranger had long, toned limbs and glossy brown skin. She looked almost sculpted. Something about her profile was familiar, and for one heartbeat, Ronke was sure she knew her from somewhere. She blinked, and the feeling disappeared. She didn't know anyone who showed side boob at lunch, or had such an over-the-top blonde weave. Ronke tried to tamp down her annoyance as she wove between the tables towards them. The men stopped talking and turned to watch her, and she realized she was holding in her tummy. Simi stood and beamed at Ronke. It was easy to love Simi. When she looked at you, she made you believe you were the only person in the world she wanted to see. Simi had given Ronke the same grin the first time they met, 17 years ago at Freshers' Week in Bristol. Teeth, dimples, sunshine, joy. "Ronks! This is Isobel. You're going to love her." Simi spread her arms out in welcome. I wouldn't bet on it, thought Ronke. She leaned into Simi's hug and fixed a smile on her face before turning to say hello to the interloper. Still, 3 people meant 3 starters. This Isobel had better be a sharer. Simi poured her a glass of fizz as Ronke unwound her scarf. "Champagne?" Ronke asked. "We always have rosé at Buka." "It's not £40 a bottle," she didn't add. Simi nudged Ronke with her knee under the table. "Izzo's allergic to cheap wine," she said. "And we're celebrating." "Here's to my divorce," said Isobel, holding her glass aloft. "And to friends, old and new."